Dear students, welcome to the mathematics class. Also welcome to coordinate system. In the last video, we had already discussed about what is x-axis, what is y-axis, and regarding coordinates of a point, and also the conditions for the point to be in first quadrant and the point to be in second quadrant, etc., etc., isn't it? So let us discuss few more concepts like how to find the distance between 2 points. So first of all, let us concentrate on distance between 2 points in a plane. See, let assume that suppose capital A x1 comma y1 and capital B x2 comma y2 be any 2 points in a plane, then distance between them, that is denoted by AB, is equals to under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, look at the statement now. If capital A x1 comma y1 and capital B x2 comma y2 be any 2 points in a plane, then distance between them is denoted by AB and defined as root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So to explain this concept, once again let us consider the two mutually perpendicular lines, especially coordinate axis, x-axis and y-axis, x-axis and y-axis. Assume that suppose these are the 2 points, capital A and capital B, or any 2 points in a plane, and join them. Okay, also draw the perpendicular from A to the x-axis and perpendicular to the B from B to the to the x-axis. Both are, say suppose AL and BM, and these two are the perpendiculars drawn from A and B to the x-axis. Okay, also draw the perpendicular from A to BM and see that which meet at C. Right now, see the coordinates of point A are x1 y1 and point B are x2 y2. Fine. Now listen children, if this is the point capital A x1 comma y1, then this is the length of x-axis, x coordinate. This is x1 and this is the point B, no, x2 y2, whose x coordinate is x2. The distance from O to M. O to M. This is x2. Is it clear now? We already discussed in the last video that x coordinate, which is nothing but a directional distance from origin to any point on the x-axis. So this directional distance from origin to x-axis is x1 and OM will be x2. Now can you guess? Now OL is x1 and what is LM? LM. So directly I am coming to the proof. LM can be written as OM minus OL, isn't it? So which is equals to x2 minus x1. And see this difference sometimes maybe even negative, sometimes maybe even it is a negative, but LM denotes us some distance. Distance never been negative, so that's why let us write this as x2 minus x1. I mean this part is modulus of x2 minus x1. Now clearly LM is equals to AC and this is equals to modulus of x2 minus x1, right now? And in the same way, see AL is nothing but y coordinate, no, y1, and entire this BM is y2. Okay ma. Now in this I want CM. How can we get the length CM? BM minus BC, right ma? BM minus what we want, CM we want, yeah, BM minus or do one thing, instead of CM length, see instead of finding CM, do one thing, let us find BC length. I want BC. So BC, how to get BC length? BM minus CM. So BM is once again y2 and CM is equals to AL, isn't it? If it is y1, this is also y1. Once again it is also distance, and the distance never be negative, so that let's represent in modulus. Now what we got, ma? BC length we got it as y2 minus y1, right? This part is y2 minus y1. Fine. Now just look at what can you say about a triangle ACB? In triangle ACB, it's very clear that angle ACB is equals to 90 degrees, no? So right angle. So if it is a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem. So what we can say according to that? Square of hypotenuse is equals to sum of the squares of the other two sides, right? I mean here AB square is equals to AC square plus BC square. So now AB square is equals to AC square. How much AC? x2 minus x1. Actually modulus, but anyhow we are squaring here so that it is strictly positive now, no doubt. So no need of writing modulus. And plus BC length is y2 minus y1 whole square. So from this I want now AB length. Therefore AB is equals to, what we can say, square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, which is the formula to find distance between 2 points. And you know, my dear, the same formula, or otherwise the same formula, length of AB can be denoted as, instead of x2 minus x1, we can also write x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square also. You know why? Because whether it is x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2, finally difference between x coordinate may be positive or may be negative. But finally, in both cases, anyhow we are considering square, no? Square. Suppose if it is plus 3, then 3 square, which is 9. And suppose in this case, maybe minus 3, even though square, which is again 9. So that's why, because of square, it doesn't affect either x1 minus x2 or x2 minus x1. So anything, both represents same. So hence we can find area of a triangle, distance between any 2 points by using the formula under root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Understood? Understood, ma? Now let's solve one problem. See, find the distance between the points 8, 9 and minus 7, 4. What are the points? 8, 9 and minus 7, 4. So first point, you can assume it capital A, and second one you can assume it as capital B. So let the points be capital A 8, 9 and capital B minus 7, 4. Now coordinates of A are nothing but, can treat it as x1, y1, and coordinates of B can treat it as x2, y2. Now using the formula, see what it is, x2 minus x1 minus 7 minus 8 whole square plus y2 minus y1 4 minus 9 whole square. So this is a minus 15 whole square plus minus 5 whole square. So minus 15 whole square, which is 225 plus this is 25, no? Which is equals to 250. And further simplification, this can be written as 25 into 10. Hence square root of 25 is 5 root 10. Actually square root of 25 is a plus or minus 5, but we should not consider here negative one. Why? Because we are talking about distance, no? So distance between 2 points never be negative. Hence here we consider only positive value, absolute value. See, suppose if we observe the second formula here, what it is, instead of taking x2 minus x1 whole square, let us see what happens if we take x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Come on, x1 minus x2, 8 minus of minus 7 we can write plus 7 plus y1 minus y2. Is it 9 minus 4 whole square? Okay. So this is once again 15 square plus 5 square. 225 plus 25, which is 250, which is equals to 5 root 10. And you know children, it is a distance, no? So better to mention some units. So exactly we don't know, maybe meters or maybe centimeters or etc etc. So in general, when we have no idea about when they didn't provide anything in the problem, no, so then generally we can treat it as in terms of units. Okay, so whatever it may be the formula you may use, no problem, you'll get the same answer, right? Look at that. Next one. Find the relation between look at this one, no? Find the relation between x comma y. If x comma y is equidistant from 6 comma minus 1 and 2 comma 3, right? So first you can assume it the point x comma y as P, and these 2 points can also assume it as capital A and capital B. What is given condition here? P is equidistant from A and B. That means distance from P to A is equals to distance from P to B. P to A is equals to P to B. Okay. Now, see, what is this PA? Nothing but distance between 2 points, no? P and A. So apply the distance between 2 points formula. According to that, x minus 6 whole square plus y plus 1 whole square, which is equals to, now distance between P and B, which is under root of x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square. Now because of the square roots, let's go for squaring on both sides. Then what we get actually here, x minus 6 whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now this is a plus b whole square, no? So y square plus 2y plus 1, and similarly here expand a minus b whole square formula. Now plus y square plus x square and plus x square gets cancelled. Okay. So do one thing, let's send these terms that side. We have already minus 4x, isn't it? Then if you send this minus 12x that side, which is plus 12x, and we have minus 6y already. If you send this is become minus 2y, and we have 4 plus 9, which is plus 13, and here 36 plus 1 37. If you send that side, minus 37 is equals to 0. 12x minus 4x, which is 8x, minus 6y and minus 2y is also minus 8y. And what about this is it minus 24? And also you can cancel, divide 8. Divide with 8 on both sides. Then this is x minus y minus 3 is equals to 0. And from this x is equals to, I can write it as y plus 3. The relation between x and y. X is equals to y plus 3. Okay. Next. See, sometimes what happen, the question will be like this. Show that the points 2, 4, 2, 6, 2 plus root 3, 5 form an equilateral triangle. So we have to prove that these 3 points form an equilateral triangle. Very simple. See, if it is a triangle ABC, moreover an equilateral triangle, then we know that basically 3 sides are equal. Just we have to find out the distance between A and B, as well as B and C and A. And before that, assume that the given points as ABC. We have to assume ABC. Now can you tell me more? Distance between AB? x1 minus x2. 2 minus 2 whole square plus y1 minus y2. 4 minus 6 whole square. So this is 0 and you have 4, which is equals to 2. Now coming to BC, see 2 plus root 3 minus 2 whole square. I can also take x2 minus x1, no? Anything, no problem. 5 minus 6 whole square. So 2 cancel. Root 3 whole square, which is 3, and minus 1 whole square plus 1. Once again root 4, which is equals to 2. And CA. Finally CA. So 2 plus root 3 minus 2 whole square plus 5 minus 4 whole square. Once again 3 plus 1 root 4, which is equals to 2. So what do you observe here? AB is equals to BC is equals to CA. Isn't it? So therefore we can say that triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. So very simple. Using this distance between 2 points formula, when 3 points are given to us, we can easily decide whether the so-called formed triangle may be an equilateral, may be an isosceles, may be a right angle or right angled isosceles, etc., etc. Isn't it? And not only regarding types of triangles, when provided 4 points, A, B, C, D, then definitely there exists a quadrilateral. Is it not, with 4 points A, B, C, D? So here also you can find out distance of the 4 sides. First of all, AB, BC, CD, DA. Isn't it? Find out the 4 lengths. Then if all the distances are same, all the sides are equal, then there may be a chance of rhombus or square. Isn't it? and suppose only opposite sides are equal, then there may be a chance of a parallelogram and rectangle. And to overcome this point, along with 4 sides, better we can also find length of the diagonal C, AC and BD also. See, finally we have to find 4 sides and 2 diagonals. But you know, all these 6 measurements can find out by using a single formula, which is distance between 2 points. And after that, according to the properties of that particular quadrilateral, like suppose rectangle, opposite sides are equal and length of the diagonals are equal. And suppose if it is a square, all 4 sides are equal and length of the diagonals are also equal. And in the same way, we can also decide whether it may be a rhombus or parallelogram by verifying that particular properties. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.